We may take our seats. And at this time, I would like to invite Mrs. Monica Okoth to come and do her tribute.
Thank you so much. I wanted to start by thanking everybody. Ken is watching us and he is loving it. He would be so proud of the boys. You've sat here for so long, listening for hours, and you have been just wonderful. I wanted to thank everybody at this wonderful school. This school is just so important for Ken. I've known Ken for 21 years, and I came here 15 years ago. In the first part of my knowing Ken before I came here, I was just hearing about Starehe boys, looking at pictures, every house we've moved to. We've lived in many houses, and the first thing he would do is put up all his Starehe pictures. Now, we came here in 2004. We spent one night here, and the very next morning, we were getting on a bus to come here. This was my second day in Kenya. I had never been to Kenya before. So I come here, and I was just thinking to myself, there is no way that when I bring Ken to my hometown, we're going to my high school. There is absolutely no way. So he brings me here. He introduces me to everybody in the office. He finds his old teachers. Then he takes me to his dorm room and shows me his very first bed, and he knew exactly where it was. Then we go to the dining hall, then we go to the music room where his pictures are there. He loved this school so much. And what he was able to get at this school was an incredible exposure. He learned things from all over the world. I met Ken when we were in university, and he was the only African student in Austria. We were about 70 international students, and most of us were Europeans, and he was the only African, but yet he was the student leader. He was our voice. He was the one who would go to the head of the university, introduce us all. He memorized everybody's name in maybe 2 days, and everybody else was looking at each other like, how is this possible? So this school really was his second family, and he made his very best friends in life who have just been fantastic throughout his whole life, and especially in this time of the worst week of my life. They have been just incredible, and some of them you've heard speak, some of them we've not had the opportunity to speak, but I want to say a biggest thank you from the bottom of my heart. And let the boys know that the friendships that you make now are going to last for the rest of your life. I have led an incredible life with Ken. We have lived all over the world. We have had all sorts of different jobs. We have had 12 different houses together. We have been truly privileged. And even though he was only with us for 41 years, there were 41 years that were so intense, including all sorts of different jobs. We visited so many countries all over the world, and we were truly best friends. There is nothing that we didn't know about each other. There is nothing that we had not forgiven each other. Unfortunately, Ken was ill for the last 2 years, and it was just so sad to watch him suffer. But his spirit and his determination, he would go to every doctor's appointment, and he would knew what the doctor was going to say, because he had already done his homework, and he knew all the latest treatment. And the doctors were just amazed. He just never, ever gave up. And nothing was impossible for Ken. When people would say, oh, don't even try politics, it's a waste of time, he would say, why? Why somebody else and not me? And that was the same answer that he gave when people would say, but why you? Why did you get sick? Why did you get cancer? How unfair is it? Such a promising career, such a wonderful person. And he would say, why not me? So I don't know what to tell you except thank you. And this has been just a wonderful tribute. I want to thank his colleagues. I want to thank all his friends. I want to thank this school. This school, with his 2 universities that he attended, was everything to Ken. It's just education for him was the most important thing. That's why the whole of his career, whether he was teaching or whether he was in politics or whether he was doing some other jobs that he did in between, education was the first thing for Ken. Then, of course, he expanded to human rights, now medical care and different things, but education was his number one. So I wanted to thank everybody once again. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all your wonderful prayers and messages. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Monica, for that lovely tribute. And thank you for taking care of our brother for all those many, many years. You spent more years with him than most of us. So we thank you for that. We just wanted to also recognize that Monica's parents are actually here. So I just want to ask Mom and Dad to just stand up so that we can see them. Thank you so much for being with us. Asante sana. You may have your seat.